Hey gamers, welcome to the channel. I'm Boyzilla, your go-to gaming rank list guru, and today we're diving into a topic that hits hard for all of us. Games that promised the moon but delivered, a pile of space dust. These are the titles that had us hyped to the max, only to leave us scratching our heads, wondering what happened. So buckle up as we count down 10 games that were not what they promised to be. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss a list. Let's get started.
One life sign detected.
Okay, wait, there's been a mistake. My name is Jacob Lee. I'm not an inmate.
You are inmate 532-521. You will address me as Captain Ferris.
Welcome to Black Iron Prison.
Kicking off our list at number 10 is the Callisto Protocol. This game was hyped as the spiritual successor to Dead Space, a survival horror masterpiece in the making. The trailer showed off stunning visuals, a creepy sci-fi setting and intense combat, but when it dropped in 2022, the gameplay felt clunky, the story was forgettable and the horror, more like mild discomfort. Fans expected a terrifying experience, but instead we got a game that felt unfinished and repetitive, a swing and a miss for what could have been a horror classic.
It was a spontaneous, creative decision made after years of careful research.
Being really old and almost dying a bunch doesn't count as research.
Almost dying is the best way to learn how not to die. Besides, it worked, didn't it?
How much longer for the upload?
A few more minutes. Hey, start time. Try it with hot sauce. You'll like it. Trust me.
No. Do not trust him.
Whoa. Where's this coming from?
It's coming from you back on the ship saying, trust me, we're professionals. We'll stick to the plan. We can do this. And then, that.
Next up at 9 we have Concord. Oh boy, this one hurts. Billed as PlayStation's answer to Overwatch, Concord promised a vibrant hero shooter with unique characters and tight gameplay. The trailers looked slick and the hype was real until it launched in 2022. The game felt generic, the characters lacked personality, and the player base, it vanished faster than you can say Team Deathmatch. Sony pulled the plug just 2 weeks after release. 2 weeks! That's a record flop if I've ever seen one.
Welcome to the first ever open world Star Wars game. Set in the dangerous golden age of the underworld.
Let's raise the stakes, shall we?
Okay.
You play as Kay Vess, a scoundrel looking to start a new life. Kay gets pulled into a plan that will change everything.
I believe if you follow the plan, no one gets hurt.
Fortunately, she won't do it alone.
Coming in at number 8 is Star Wars Outlaws. This game had everything going for it. An open world Star Wars adventure, a scoundrel protagonist, and the promise of living out your smuggler fantasies. But when it released in 2024, it was a buggy mess with shallow gameplay and a story that felt like a watered down Han Solo fan flick. The open world was pretty but empty, and the stealth mechanics were more frustrating than fun. We wanted to love the game, but it didn't deliver the force-powered adventure we were promised.
Son of Rome. Ryse.
number 7, we've got Ryse, Son of Rome. This 2013 Xbox One launch title was supposed to be a flagship game for the new console, showing off next-gen graphics and epic Roman combat. And the visuals? Stunning. The gameplay? Not so much. It was repetitive hack and slash with a story that felt like a rejected Gladiator script. The quick time events got old fast and the multiplayer was a snooze fest. Ryse promised to be a Roman epic, but it ended up being a forgettable tech demo. Number 6 is We Happy Few. This game had such a cool premise, a dystopian 1960s England where everyone's forced to take happy pills to ignore the horrors around them. The trailers promise a dark, Bioshock-like experience with deep storytelling and survival mechanics, but when it launched in 2018 it was buggy, repetitive slog. The survival elements felt tacked on, the story dragged, and the world felt empty despite its creepy aesthetic. We wanted to be happy, but this game left us wanting some of those happy pills. At number 5, we have Mirror's Edge. Now don't get me wrong, this 2008 parkour classic has a cult following, and for good reason. The concept of a first-person parkour game was groundbreaking and the visuals were sleek, but the hype promised a revolutionary experience with a gripping story. Instead, we got clunky combat, a bare-bones plot, and the levels that felt more frustrating than freeing. Mirror's Edge had so much potential, but it didn't quite stick the landing.
I once knew a young woman who would defy anyone and anything in order to do what she felt was right, but you're clearly not her. You're broken.
Anything having to do with Gabriel Kruger, we need to stay miles away from.
I thought that this would be a
No, you didn't think, Faith. You never do.
Don't get lost.
Barely out of prison and already stirring things up? Your parents will be proud.
Mr. Kruger, he is out for runner blood. Whatever it is you stole from him must be very valuable.
Speaking of not sticking the landing, at number 4 we have Mirror's Edge Calayst. This 2016 reboot promised to fix everything wrong with the original, an open world, better combat and a deeper story. Sounds great, right? Nope. The open world felt lifeless, the combat was still awkward, and the story was somehow even more forgettable than the first game. EA tried to give us a second chance to love Faith, but Calayst just made us miss the original simplicity even more.
Fire Team Osiris. Over the last 72 hours, 5 colonies have experienced identical events. Massive destruction, Forerunner in origin. And Dr. Catherine Elizabeth Halsey has managed to contact us. She claims to have information on these attacks.
Halsey is currently in Covenant custody on the surface of Kamchatka.
Number 3 is Halo 5 Guardians. Halo fans, I feel your pain. This 2015 release was supposed to be the ultimate Halo experience on Xbox One. A gripping campaign, epic multiplayer, and the return of a Master Chief. But the campaign was a letdown, focusing too much on a new character, Locke, while sidelining Chief. The story was a mess, and the marketing hyped up a Chief versus Locke showdown that never really happened. Multiplayer was solid, but the campaign misstep left fans feeling betrayed. We expected greatness, but Halo 5 didn't guard our expectations.
He's sterilizing the area.
I've always valued your friendship, Leon.
It's all my fault.
What are you talking about?
At number 2, we have Resident Evil 6. Capcom promised a return to form for survival horror series in 2012, blending action with classic Resident Evil tension. Instead, we got an overblown action game with 4 bloated campaigns that felt more like a Michael Bay movie than Resident Evil. The horror was gone, replaced with an endless quick-time events and a story that even die-hard fans couldn't follow. Resident Evil tried to please everyone and ended up pleasing almost no one. A true disappointment for a legendary franchise. And finally, at number 1, one of the biggest letdowns on our list is The Crew. This 2014 racing game promised an open world driving experience across a massive map of the United States with seamless multiplayer and a thrilling story. It sounds amazing, right? Well, the reality was a grindy, repetitive mess. The driving mechanics felt floaty, the story was so bad, and the always online requirements frustrated players with constant server issues. The Crew had the potential to be a revolutionary racing game, but it crashed and burned harder than a car in a demolition derby. Before we wrap up, let's shout out some honourable mentions. Final Fantasy XVI promised a dark, mature story, but felt more like a generic action game. Battlefield 2042 launched in 2021 as a buggy disaster that disappointed FPS fans, and Duke Nukem Forever, do I even need to explain this one? And Outriders, a 2021 looter shooter that promised endless fun but was plagued by server issues and repetitive gameplay. And there you have it folks, the 10 games that promised us the world but left us high and dry. Which game on the list disappointed you the most? Or do you have another flop that broke your heart? Drop it in the comments below, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more gaming lists, and check out our playlist for more countdowns like this. Until next time, keep gaming, and let's hope the next hyped up game actually delivers. See you in the next one.